Wreckords, you heard me?
Yo, 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 yo. It is the East Coast Beast host. This is East Coast coverage live on Breaking Records Radio. Shout out to the YouTube subscribers. Like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. We got a crazy episode today. My guest is massive East Coast legendary act, Spesh K. Please make some noise and fire emojis and all that shit.
Yeah, fire.
Fire. Hell yeah. The reason we're here, man, you dropped an album recently, your 11th album, really dope album. We had to talk to you about it. There's a lot of dope messaging on that. I need to break it down with you.
Yeah, well, basically my homie Cody in Kingston, so gross. So he hit me up. He produced this. He was the executive producer of the Surreal Spesh K album. But he was like, man, we gotta make a new album, like new Spesh. Also, Escape Artist was like, yo, you have to get on this joint, Lights Out, for the Pablo Da Vinci thing, which is another Cody joint. And I was like, nah, man, I can't get near the booth. And being like 2020 was such a fuck show. It was like, yo, the only way that I could be like normal was to like, drop some rhymes and get in some things in there. And I hooked up with like Nails from Nova Scotia. He was in Niagara Falls. So we recorded a few joints, and then from there I hopped around to another studio with Burroughs in Brantford. That's fucking Maloney's he's the best hockey player to ever come from there, and at least. And so like there's like, I recorded like 3 or 4 more joints there, but they were all Raindrop beats. And so we dropped the Rain Drip, and me and Rain, me and Ronye. I think it's spelled Ronye. We got a photo on
Raina.
We have a photo right there. That's me and Raindrop. So we did joints called the Rain Drip, but we did Rainmaker 1, Rainmaker 2, big specials host warm-up show was all Raindrop. So he's been my producer for 15 years. So, and I think he's retired too. Spesh K's retired BTW. So it's like, I just tapped in, and we were all trapped in our house last year. And, I just, logged in, wrote some joints, and had some fun, really. I knew I wasn't going to be like running around doing shows based on like, people are starting to do shows now. Like, what is it, the summer 2021? People are starting to do concerts again and stuff in the summer, but I knew like I wasn't going to try and run around do shows. I'm not trying to be the like #1 selling rapper, or like it's different than 5 years ago when Spesh K dropped the album. I wanted to like run the world. Like that's the artwork. That's one of the, you can't see it because of my background. I need to get rid of the background. But like I got some cool artwork. Actually, I'm in Cali right now, above the bridge. You see the bridge, but anyways. So yeah, 2021. I didn't know I'd be dropping a new joint, but it's out there and it holds up. I like rhyming. It felt normal for me to rhyme. Like, yeah, 2020 was crazy different, and it was something that, writing is a good way to, sort of process things or get things off your chest, or to say things. And, it was different. So it was different than other albums too.
Yeah, it is. It's funny that you say that Spesh K is retired still, because I feel like you had some renewed vigor on this album from not putting out in a while, and just getting the thirst again.
Yeah, I got some flow on it too. Like Raindrop got nice beats, and like I knew like because this is different because I didn't have a studio at my crib. And for like my last 10 albums, like I had the studio at the crib, and I could just do stuff and do it. But like during this like 2020 pandemic for Raindrop, like I wrote the songs over a long period of time, like like slowly wrote, but like by a long period of time I mean like I don't know, like a few hours or days, like per song, per verse, per line, to like perfect it more so than like when me and Maloney make joints or whatever. It's like, or me and Classified, or me and when we did the Facts 4 album, when I do joint, like I have tons of tracks with Pigs and Trace Motivate and probably every Canadian artist out there, Def 3, Decisive, like the way I do joints is like, come sit down, make like, eat some food, have a drink, and write a joint or 2 joints, or like I'm working on this and this and this, and someone's like, oh, I get a verse that I want to, oh, let me write this, or let me spit this hook that I'm thinking. Like that's how I used to do joints. So me to like not have the studio right there, and it really got me to be like, okay, this flow, let's turn it up, or like there's some cool flows on it that I like, and it really like holds up as far as like the deep Spesh K catalog that goes all the way back to 2000 or the 1990s. Like it's kind of ill to have this, because 2020 and the pandemic was such a big event. It's cool to as a artist, as a contributor of the hip hop, arts, like to hold it down for the views, for the real, like what's going on out here.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually happening out here. And like, it's weird because I never thought things like this would happen in my lifetime. Did you think about doing virtual tours?
Yeah, I don't know. Like the crazy thing about this album is I received so much from writing and creating the art for this album. And like the 2 times I got to hang out with Nails, and the 2 times I got to hang out with Burroughs, versus like not hanging out with no one, and like hanging out with legit myself for like 15 months in a row. Like I got so much out of creating this album that, you know what I mean? Here's the link. As far as promo, like here's the link. Like if I was touring, like virtual tours, it's weird because you're not connected, but like, I'm pretty busy with my life, that I don't know, like maybe, but I'm pretty busy. So it's not about money with me. It's just about dropping a thing. So tour, like I don't know, did you check any virtual tour, like virtual concerts? Like I would like click in, some verses were dope, but like some things, like I was just like, oh, everyone went live every night. Like there was like there were a few artists like I buy t-shirts from, or like try to like you try and put money in people's pockets if you can, but other than that, it's like, I don't know, like think about it, like DJs haven't played in a year, they're starting to again, like producer, like it's just crazy, like what a year.
So as far as DJs go, they're having a lot of success performing on Twitch. I know IV does a show every week, and he's doing his thing on there. I've definitely seen some rap artists try and go the Instagram concert or the Facebook Live concert, and they had success with consistency. But I feel like that's probably not your lane because, like you said, a Special K show is kind of an event. Like it's.
Yeah, it's a vibe, and I would say like when I was touring heavy, like I was a little bit crazier and like partying and like having a lot of fun. And I try and be super chill now, like if
Mhm.
I went out and like did a concert, I would be like, I don't know, like if I could deal with like the emotions and the craziness that's involved in like the vibe and like the like chemicals that go off in your head. Like I don't
Right.
know, like
Mhm.
but like like I got some homies in like the London area that like DJ Chase March and DJ Hollywood, like you guys chat with someone like
Yeah.
so like the London area is popping. Casper Marcus is there, he's dope. So like I'm kind of in that area now.
Okay.
Just like kind of living it up, and the world's a different place, and it's like I don't like live shows. So basically one of the reasons that I stepped away a bit from the game is like when I was doing live shows and touring, I felt like a customer. Like I was at these bars providing entertainment, but I was
Buying
like
booze.
a customer at a bar. So I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this isn't what it's supposed to be. Like, I'm not supposed to come to it, perform, bring all my friends and have posters and flyers and have a cover only to be told I'm not getting paid, but then spend $80 at the bar and fucking do shots and shit. Like,
Right.
pardon my French.
100%. No, that's
So
that's not how it's supposed to go, bro. Like at all. A guy like you is supposed to be enjoying his wealth right now, but
so I
the
don't
game's supposed to.
yeah, like I enjoyed performing, but that's when it was like, yo, the game was it was about like the record industry, like part of like competing with like Jay-Z and like Kanye. And um I didn't realize that we built up like such a cool like independent from city to city to have homies in uh London, Ontario, Toronto, Brantford, Moncton, Halifax, Truro, like Charlottetown, Montreal, Barrie is a huge, like we have a crazy network for
Yeah.
the places that we built up, and me and my homies, you guys included. Like what we did is just like the crazy network and the hundreds of peeps that we all know from us making music together and us touring together and having our own radio shows and things like that. Like it's bananas. But on another level, it was like, okay, like why am I spending money to compete with a promotional budget or something, or with spins, or
Yeah.
so I have to like look back and be like, yo, I'm happy AF with like what I did, what we did, what hip hop it is doing and did, like for all that, what like, but what I was supposed to get out of it as a artist or an active artist was like, yo, I had to get stuff in perspective. So when I made this Rain Drip album in 2020 or 2021, like I actually got so much from it before it even came out that it was like, I ain't asking, not asking or bagging anywhere. I'm not making a banging ass video or a shitty ass HD video that I've done 20 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
or like performing in my bedroom. Cause I know y'all want to see me perform in my bedroom. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's I think it's cool that it's like I made like an audio thing that's for Spotify and like listen to it on Spotify or iTunes. And I give that link. The link I gave you the link, and give it to your friends, the DJs. Like share
Yeah.
the free wave, the Dropbox link with anyone. Put it like the link I gave you today, put it on your Facebook right now and say, hey, I'm giving away the new Spesh K album. It's like, I don't give a shit. Like I got so much peace from this, and peace to like put out an album knowing that I'm not touring it, knowing I'm not promoting it, just to make it was peaceful. Like you couldn't believe, dog. Like it was
it closure?
I don't know, like, because it's like you get hungry and like, you know, people come up, oh, you got to do this, dog, you got to do this, and it's still like, it's cool that I don't have a studio. Like I kind of wish I did, or like, but
it's a good excuse to be like, oh, I can't do the track or whatever, right?
But that's good because you know, like I try and focus on fitness, eating well, being a good dad, and like reading a lot, sitting by the water, walking a lot, jogging a lot, lifting weights a lot. But when I was like a hungry artist, like it was like, you know, it was, my life was so focused on that, dog, that it was like, it was almost like it was definitely unhealthy. Like we rock shit for like 20 years. So it's like, it's always like a thing, but like, it's still like, it's wild, crazy, dog.
It's like an addiction. Quality of life kind of suffers when you're really in the throes of like, oh, I got to put out another album. I got to tour that shit. I don't care if I'm sleeping on the floor some nights. Like, you know, it's just like.
No, because nobody makes you do it. We did it. We did that because we love it. We love it, man. We love eating that whole loaf of peanut butter and peanut butter sandwiches and stuff on tour. Like eating hot dogs on tour is what we do. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody. That's the thing about hip hop music in Canada. Nobody is begging you to do it. Like you do it because you want to. And people in Canada, and generally with like a lot of arts in Canada, people are cool with like you know, like for the most part, like being responsive, and like our hip hop community is crazy up here. From the West Coast to all the way to the East Coast, and like you know, like I feel like I had like kind of like in a way like two careers. Like there's a Halifax Spesh, there's a Toronto Spesh for sure. Like the Export A, media coverage, Fax Forward, Backpackers Union, that's some Halifax stuff. But then generally like anything after that is just like Toronto, like and I feel like like I was like a Canadian or like a global like hip hop artist at that point. And you know, like
you said when you were living in Toronto that at a certain point you kind of couldn't keep up and you got burnt out and you lost your place in you know what I mean? In that album, you were so honest about that.
Yeah, and I think like you don't realize it when you're in a like, we literally made music and toured like for 15 or 20 years. Like I don't know how Classified goes on tours for like 40 nights and parties for like 40 nights in a row. Like I don't like, I had to step away from it and be like, holy shit, like we used to go out 4 nights a week and perform like 3 or 4 nights a week for years. It's crazy. Like it's when, I don't know, like we had fun. But we put our body through a lot of drinks and a lot of we wanted all the smoke. We wanted to be at all the places at once. It was a fast life, and like you kind of burn out, and you like, and the other thing too is like nowadays with music, it's like you have to be out there every month with a new song. You have to be on live like once a week or every day. Like I don't know what an artist does now. Like that's not appealing to me. So it's like if you if you get over the album a year or every 8-month album, like kind of vibe and like touring or going to the same 8 or 10 or 12, whatever your market is, like every time you drop an album, you go to these 10 cities. Like we had a good flow. But it's like if you kind of like pause it, it's like, it's, you can get perspective. You can't really get perspective on the war when you're still in the war.
Right.
I had a time like, and I have a time that sticks up where I told Quake, like, oh, like, just feels so weird to be like in your 30s and try to be a rapper, doesn't it, man? Like, just don't make sense. Like, I was just like, but it was like, and meanwhile, he's on tour with Snack the Ripper, and I'm like, yo, like, obviously, like, I wasn't with it, or like, I was just like, the race was like, it just became unappealing because of what the game is, or the music industry game. But I didn't realize that we don't have to play that game to win.
Talk about that. That's deep.
Like the independent thing that we built isn't about the major label success. But like, we didn't know that because when we were kids, we had videos on Much Music and stuff, and that is competing with Kanye and Jay-Z. We sold records and Sam the Record Man and HMV and stuff, and that was competing with the major record labels. And we were on I was on Universal Records for a few drops, but like, I didn't realize like how awesome everything was when you're competing. Like, when you're like, do you think like dudes on the Raptors like this year realize how awesome it was when they were like grinding, like losing to not even make the playoffs? Mm-hmm. Like how awesome life was. Like sometimes you don't realize how awesome, like, we're living in the heart of downtown Toronto, making the most money, doing the craziest things in life, and thugging and bugging, mm-hmm. and not enjoying it because we're grinding.
Still grinding, rap. Not like, even smelling like, roses, just going hard.
It's so when you step away from that, you're like, oh, this is like, you have to like be like, whoa, that's wild,
right?
Like, yo. So I had that kind of perspective when I made this album. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like, it's different because it's like, it ain't about skills. It ain't about, can I rap on a beat or like drop 3/16s and a hook. Like, when I hear hip hop music, like, it's like, I have stuff that comes to my brain. Like, that's what I do. Like, me and my kid's 6, and we like actually like freestyle and like make up, play word games and stuff. It's like super fun. Like, I'm so scared of what that's gonna materialize into, but we have so much fun. But like,
he could be Old Dirty Bastard, or it could be Will Smith. It's his choice.
Yeah, man. So,
you know what I mean?
It's but I don't want to be like, I shouldn't be like jaded or upset about the music business, because I have to realize how much it gave me. It's so important that I appreciate all this stuff. Knowing you, knowing Maloney, knowing Hotbox, knowing Nails, knowing that there's an ECMA award in my room. So when my kid likes the song Inner Ninja. So when, like, a couple weeks ago, when David Miles won an ECMA and shared the award on Instagram, like, I showed it to my kid, and the ECMA awards in the bedroom, and it's like, yo, like, he won the award that we got. Like,
I have one of those too. It's cool.
You know, so it's I don't want to be jaded about the music business because it gave me so much, but it's like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, it's like, you weren't on the best team in the league if the best team in the league is paid. Like, you know, but you can be on your own team. Like, we're on our own team and we did just fine.
Absolutely.
We don't realize the record labels spend millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars like to build all that, and
to take all the hard work out of it.
And we were trying to compete with it. Yeah, like but it's cool. Like I enjoy listening to like a lot of the Spesh K catalog because it reminds me of a lot of like good times. Or hanging with Royalty Pompeii, or you know, Maloney. Like my album Joints with Maloney, that EP is dope, and he convinced me to put it out at the start of pandemic because, you know, it's just like there's no reason why it shouldn't have been out.
Right.
And that got me thinking a lot about the catalog, like the whole catalog, and I put out the Surreal album like on Spotify around that time, and you know, a lot of these things, they have a really special place with me. So to have those, you know, I hope it transcends, but don't even matter, because for me, it's important. And it was never about, it was just different. It was like, we learned how to be crazy businessmen. We learned how to be crazy audio engineers. We learned how to be multimedia video producers and shit too. Like, we learned the craziest, weirdest skills, like social media skills. Just because you want to rap or like make beats and stuff, and then go perform and like hang with your friends.
We wanted simple things.
Yeah, man. Like, so it's like it's wild, and that's why we have to throw flowers all around the shit that we built up, bro. We have to, because like, I don't know, it's easy to look at it through a lens of like Donda versus whatever. Well, who cares? Like, C put out an album this week. Like, you know, Maloney got a new joint. Like, so, or AZ, Do or Die 2 comes out this week. So it's like Nas Part 2. Like, so, you know, like, oh, Nas and AZ put out Part 2 albums in the same year. That's cool.
Shit.
But, it's like, it's what it is, doggy.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You said the music industry is like the ABCs of torture.
Yeah, dog. Because you can't compete with money. You can't, hard work can't compete with money, dog.
No, you're right.
And the labels have money. They're like, you can do all you want to do and get an ad this big in the back of a magazine. And, you know, you can be so happy. And then the label can buy the whole next page for, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, we tortured our bodies by going out and drinking alcohol, like wild people. Like, we supported the bar scene in every city for decades. Like, I have nights that I went out and spent $300, $400 on people that I don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, things are crazy. And I don't touch alcohol for like the past 3 years now. Just like, it's not, because I tie all that into like crazy old Spesh K fucking wilding out and shit. Like, man.
You said when you were drinking, you were broken?
Yeah, like,
around a bunch of people that were focused.
Like, we didn't realize it. Like, we're chasing these goals, but it doesn't seem like a logical goal the way that we were approaching it. But maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But it's like alcohol wasn't the right thing all the time.
Right.
And sometimes maybe, but like, you know, like we didn't really know our limits, man. So, you know, can't give you more reasons than like just being positive with your friends and stuff. And like, you know, I admit, like, I can say some ugly shit or do some ugly shit. Like when I drink alcohol, I can drive like crazy after drinking alcohol. Like, you know what I mean? I'm stupid. Like, I'm wild. Like, I don't like really pay attention to rules and stuff, or like I don't respect like police and shit. So it's like, that's why it's like, if I'm broken, pouring alcohol on some dude chasing a hip hop dream is like, yo, he's just wild. Like, and like, so I'm glad, like, yeah, like I need to chill. And like, if I was like doing shows and stuff, it's like, you know, y'all don't want to see the bad guy. I'll be like Razor Ramon, like, say hello.
Say hello to this drink right here.
Like, I had a lot of fun, but like, I just like,
yeah.
man, I'm thankful I got out of the game alive.
I hate when you say that, man. You eat and breathe the game, bro. Like,
when did you drop your last album?
Okay, let's stop with that.
When did you drop your last album? Me and Maloney dropped in 2020. Then
I
this one came out in 2021.
I know. Okay. Check it out though. I did drop an EP in the pandemic in 2020.
I still got the idea that, yo, that's dope. That's dope still. So props, because like, it's the vibe that like we had to do normal shit, and that's normal shit, right?
Yeah.
For people like us.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I talk about it like that, and I think, yo, how many times did Jay-Z retire, man? Did you talk to Jigga like that?
A billion. Like that? I didn't look up to Jay-Z the way I looked up to you,
bro. The first time, so I looked up to Jay-Z like crazy, man. He retired, and I got the black that. Whatever the next joint, like, I drop videos, like I have like 6 or something videos that I dropped on Much Music, and you remember like one of my videos, like Show Me What You Got by Jay-Z, was like unexpected, like the MC Hammer sample, like that video came out of nowhere on the same day of one of my videos, and I was just like, bruh, Jay-Z retired. Like, why is Jigga coming back to give me medium rotation and him taking the large rotation? But you know, like, even still, like, Jay-Z raps about probably like the 1980s in New York still, talking about like he's about, like, so it's like, yeah, I think it's a good perspective to have. And like, if I rap, I should always rap as the you know, teenager running around the Halifax streets, or the 20-something-year-old dude running around Toronto owning shit. Right. But like, I don't know, like, you guys don't want me to make no dad music. You don't want no.
I do want the dad music.
You don't want no good news.
I'm an older adult type music. I want to learn from the same person I learned from how to rap, how to be a grown ass man now and not rap, maybe, you know, or like, I don't know.
Yo, where do you think about MCs becoming life coaches? Unacceptable.
Oh, I love that. Their clients can be other MCs that are trying to like quit the life too.
Yo, it's what is it when they make you stop doing drugs? Like your family.
Rehab, bro.
Yo.
Dog. We need rehab. For real. Can we get into some lyrics, because you're a lyricist and you got into some lyrics on this one?
Yeah, dog.
Hell yeah. On Night Train, you said, I'm glad dispensaries came along before COVID, because none of y'all would be allowed at my old place that I lived. Or visit my old crib, my bad.
Yeah, so like, this shit is crazy. Like, COVID COVID is basically like everyone had to stay home.
Yeah.
But it's like, imagine if you had people coming up to your crib. Yo, like, no, bro. No, bro. So dispensaries, we lucky dispensaries came along before COVID, because none of y'all would be allowed to visit my old crib. Imagine you sold protein to the whole gym and GNCs popped up everywhere and they sold it.
Fire.
Businesses folded. We roll with resilience.
Hell yeah.
I'm back chasing millions.
That's a fact.
And it's like, so it's good to like, I consider myself like a writer, a songwriter, a MC. It's good to flex all those muscles, bro. It's good to flex all those muscles. And I just been so like tied up in adult life that it's like, you know, it was like, you know, you can be as focused as you want on the music business and still feel like you're not getting the job done. Whereas in life, you got to get the job done. You know what I mean? So,
and you probably see more marked results in life. Like, you know, every time your kid smiles, it's probably like, you know, like when you put out a really dope single or something, that type of feeling, right?
Yeah, like, so there's a joint Skyline on here, and it goes, I'm good, I'm fine, we grind into the skyline. My kid like actually like sings that song at me, but he's like, if you're like, are you good, hey, is that good? And he's like, yeah, it's good, it's fine. And then I'll always hit you with the it's fine, and I'm like, bruh, he's like biting my lyrics. It's so funny. But
yeah, I love Skyline. That was you singing the hook on that?
Yeah, dog.
How was that?
You know, we just get it in really, like, so basically, yeah, during pandemic, you're at home and you write the rhymes and you're like, it's the process. You get the melody for the hook, you hum it out, and then you write it out and do it up. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Hell yeah. On Take No More, you said Heavy Machinery is at work like Otis.
I'm a WWE guy.
I won't ask you who the GOAT is, but I'm the most approached for features ever on the East Coast.
I have to be on more tracks than anyone ever on the East Coast. I don't think anyone's been on tracks like me.
That's right.
I've probably been featured on more Maloney tracks than any other artist has been featured on any other tracks.
You're the Mocha only of the East Coast.
I don't know. Like, Class has so many albums. Class has tons of albums. Class is a producer. Mocha only has like 42 albums or something like that. It's crazy.
It is crazy, but I'm just comparing him in the way that he does a lot of features for everybody, and he's constantly on tour, just linking, selling verses, you know, like
that's hip hop, and you know, Mocha is the essence of what we do, and he's the really a baseline originator, Canadian hip hop pioneer of being an artist and a music like, that's some Willie Nelson shit. Like, he has like 40 something albums. Like,
right,
that's crazy. Like, he's amazing. God bless Mocha only. Like,
he's got the addiction really bad. When you talk about it, like, I picture him like in his house with like beat machines all around him, like just like trying to make the next joint. Like,
yeah. And you know, you have to, like, it's tough to approach creating art or music sometimes when you can get in your head about what your goal is or what you're trying to do or accomplish or drop, and it's like, yo man, you have, like, if you're like, yo, like, don't think about Donda, man. Like, if someone's like, yo, it's a really good album, I'm like, yeah, do you like any of the songs, or is it like just really greatly produced and it's like an opera or some shit? Like, cool.
Right.
Like, there's no good life on it. There's no, like, there's no have good jams. There's no jams. Like,
Right.
so it's like, what, when you go to make an album, what are you thinking of? Like, is Kanye trying to make jams? Like, that's one thing that we were just trying to make good songs or jams or fun music. But then you get like in your own head of, oh, if I do this or that, it'll be better. So
Right. For sure. On Take No More, you talked about cancel culture. How do you feel like that affects rap right now?
it's like somebody that's not even a rap fan can get wind of a rap lyric, like, I'm even gonna say it. Like, I used to have a podcast called the East of Parkdale Podcast, and I knew that because I try to be funny in my attempts to be funny, I could be viewed as insensitive by somebody, and I'm like, yo, it's just too dangerous. Like, it ain't, you know what I mean? And I have zero hate for any person or anything in the whole world,
Right.
except when it comes to hip-hop music. That's LOL. But you know what I mean? Like, the idea that cancel culture is like, people can misconstrue what you say. People people can take a little bit of what you say and throw it at you. People can, like, social media is crazy now. Like, that, I don't know. Like, I used to listen to a lot of podcasts, and I don't really now. Like, I used to listen to Joe Budden podcast. Stop listening to that. I used to listen to Joe Rogan. Stop listening to that.
How come?
It's just like, I think it's just dudes with opinions.
Right.
Like, what is the point? What is the point of listening to Joe Rogan talk about science? Like, what is the
I
point?
put it on every night to go to sleep. It's just, some background noise to fall asleep to, but like, I still fuck with podcasts in a way that's like the conversations that, you wish were recorded that actually are recorded nowadays. But at a lesser level now, you're kind of right in a way where it's kind of like tempered, I guess.
You have to be careful in this day and age.
No,
but
you're
like,
right, man.
I was thinking today, like, I don't know, like, talk about any scientist in the whole world, they're all smarter than me. They're all smarter than Joe Budden too. And they're all smarter than Joe Budden and Joe Rogan. So there ain't no scientist. There ain't no scientist that I shouldn't be listening to before any podcast. Or like, that's just like reading, scrolling through your Facebook and like, listening to that stuff as news too. Like, like, man, there's two I don't want to get in chatting about media. I want to say there's too many like media sources, but that's good. There's things going on in media that it's like, wow, like, we have to be smart consumers when we're taking our media now. It's really tricky.
Absolutely.
Especially when we're all stuck in our house and we're all looking at our phones, and it's like,
scared.
I didn't want to be part of that because of cancel culture.
Right.
And that's why I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna get in trouble with cancel culture because I ain't gonna do shit. Like, how, like, there's Eminem put out 2 albums in the last 2 years. Did he get canceled? How many homophobic lines does he have in the albums? How many times, like, like, that doesn't appeal to me.
Right.
Right.
You don't have abrasive lines like that though. Like, he really swung for the abrasive fence. And people do try to cancel Eminem. I just feel like he's too rich for it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, why? I don't know. Like, it's just inappropriate. Like, that's why my views change, because I'm not getting hyped being like, oh, listen to that syllable flip. I'm like,
right.
Yo, you're offending a group of people. Like why is hip hop doing this? And I have to take responsibility for some part, like, in the past, like, 20 years, like, you know what I mean? Like, always in life, and art is a reflection of life as well. Like, being more respectful to people, to the world, to society. We all grow up and learn and things, but it's like, I don't want to hear a 40-year-old talk about homophobia or homosexual. Like,
yeah, especially in a negative way. It's like, you don't really have no place to say that. But yeah, man. Let's talk about Skyline. You said when you realize how long I've been recording, you could understand why my legacy is important. The music biz, just like the ABCs of torture. Yeah. And later on, you said accosted by cops in 6 different provinces. Crazy.
That's like half the country, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it was a really dark year, like 2020, right? So, like, you hear these raindrop beats, and I always think, like, the songs write themselves, like the moods or the vibes. And it's like, if it's a happy beat, you're gonna get a song about me laughing and playing in the forest with daffodils and shit. But if you get a beat that's a rider, like Night Train's a rider, you're gonna get this one to rhyme to, like,
yeah,
that's what it is, right? But yeah, like, the music business been like the ABCs of torture.
Yeah.
And my behavior's been deplorable. Like, it has been, man. Like, I just, like, I thank God that I made it out of the not even the game. So when I said the game, you were like, yo, don't say that, like, it's like I made it out of that lifestyle or that level or that stage, like, in one piece, bro. Like, holy shit, like, that was wild. Like, could have got it any second. Like, I'm so thankful, like, just shit didn't go bad in any aspect of life. Like, you know what I mean? And maybe it did or maybe it didn't, but, like, we were crazy. So
you're still here. That's what you're thankful for?
Sometimes, like, that's something about 2020 and 2021 and pandemic. Like, we have to be thankful for what we have. Be thankful we're here. Be thankful for our friends and family that we do have. Communicate with our friends and family and tell them they're appreciated. Like,
100%.
Nori giving out flowers, like, on Drink Champs is, like, great. Like, I'll listen to Drink Champs. That's a podcast that I can get down with. Till, like, the last, like, 2.5 hours, and Nori's just really drunk.
Yeah. Yes, man, and everyone's with the horns and shit. Oh my god. Yes. Fuck yeah.
And the ass eater.
That's what's up. Man, I love the song "You Live with Your Mother."
Yeah, dog. Yeah, Yasmin Soul, Lil Soul, she's dope. the idea that you write a song about something is like, it's part of the classified school of songwriting. If we have any songs that are about nothing, you have to have a song that's about something, or that has a theme or a concept, just so it has substance, and it's just not like a battle song or this or that. Now, we got deep on a lot of songs, but this one is, yeah, like, it's legit. Like, the idea is like, I live with my mother, and just like trying to talk to girls and shit. And
right,
it's a pretty hip hop concept, because I feel like all rappers live in their mom's basement, and that's what life is.
yeah.
You have like a kick-ass stereo, but your only bill is your phone bill.
Right. But it delves into the scenario of life as like women only value a serious provider, and so if they don't picture you as a provider, and add in the stereotypical aspect of hip hop where you're either a gangster or a thug, or you know, whatever it may be, right? Like, I love how you broke that down.
Yeah, it's like when things, especially like living in Toronto or being in like the downtown scene, or if you go to the clubs or whatever, like, you see some people are superficial, but in life, like, some people are all about money. If it ain't about money, like, it don't matter. And like, my mom always used to tell me, like, when I would do shows and I would do stuff like that was hip hop and music related, she'd be like, how much are you getting paid for that? Don't do that. And like, are you getting paid for that? Like, and I would like, no, I'm not getting paid. Be like, why are you doing it? Like, some people see money as like, you know, if it ain't about the bread, it ain't worth my time. So like, you know, if you have you know, something on your mind, that just ain't person in person, like chit chatting with a homie, or like an actual intent to build a meaningful relationship or have a conversation with someone, it's like, oh, you're trying to just take advantage. I know people that take advantage of everyone. And that happens in the music business. And when we're in the music business, we put ourselves in places where people can take advantage of us, and we take advantage of people, and it just happens. It's how people move around. People work with me, give me this beat, I'll give you this, I can get you studio time if you do this. Oh, if you mix this song, I'll get you on this stage. Like, people just fucking finesse people all day.
Right.
But that's life.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it. And then when you get in the real world, you're like, oh. And then you're like, shit, it is about money, because bills are real.
Yeah.
And like, the cost of living is real. So if we're running these record labels and independent businesses, they can't be running at negative like margins and shit either. Like, they can't.
Exactly. And I mean, one of the first questions that a woman would ask you if she looking to date you is like, what do you do for a living? And like, that's not like, what are your interests, or like, what is your hobby? No, it's like, how do you make money? And like,
How
what's
much?
the
No.
range of your
How
money?
much do you make? No, not even
Right.
what you do. How much do you make? Where do you live? There's different things.
What car do you drive?
But we were like, we would be the dudes at the club with like sneakers on and shit, and like, you know, like just thugging and bugging, and
Right.
but always having a good time. So it's, you know, it's a blessing. All the times, like, I like a Facebook memory of like me and Danny Fernandez from like 11 years ago, or like, you know, Carl Wolf just dropped a new single, and like, when you go downtown in Toronto, that's like the crew. The Wolf Pack. It's legit, no NWO related. It's the actual Wolf Pack. It's just like, but downtown, the club scene is like the music industry, and they interchange, and it is part of it. And it's just, people finesse people. It's about status. It's about, you know, what have you done for me? Like that's the business. And it's like, that's when I was like, I had to unplug from that. And it's like, I fell from grace. Like you pull yourself out, like, and then you try and go back and you're like, I don't know none of these peeps.
Right. Right.
If you want to go back, but that's why you're like, you have a new perspective and you're like, yo, that ain't even a lane no more. That ain't even a thing I do.
Absolutely. You're coming at rap from a more pure perspective though, with that. You know, having that outside of the norm of hip hop view of like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with the music industry, but at the same time I still want to drop this music.
I love that. And I love that.
Yeah.
That's why I was fresh. That's why I was right. I was just writing it to get these thoughts or do the exercise, work those muscles, and like so that's why it was like, yo, I don't even care about promoting Rain Drip by Spesh K, now on all DSPs and Spotify and iTunes. Like I don't even care about promoting Rain Drip by Spesh K because it gave me so much. It gave me so much, dog, to write and like put that shit down.
Yes.
During the effing pandemic, that it was like, yo, it gave me a lot. And I'm just like, yo, it's like I feel good about it. I feel good about it. And it's like an offering, not so different than the other joints. And it's cool to stack it up on the wall. Numbers on the wall, right?
Stacking points, man. Stacking points. On Lights Out, you said, we all indebted by the pandemic. The government serve up the CERB and tell us don't sweat it.
Yo, man, it's like, I don't know, like that's the CERB. I don't know too much as far as like what's the repercussion after. Like if you got CERB or you didn't get CERB, how's everyone doing?
Your tax is gonna look different. And again, it's devaluing the Canadian dollar a little bit.
That could be argued, but the idea that they're like, okay, well, if you can't go to work, we'll pay your bills, but
right,
it'll be fine. I don't think they're taking into account like, mental health issues that are like, like I probably had 5 homies that committed suicide in the past fucking year. And it's like the vibe is just like, you know what I mean? On some days you're like, you're not really happy, or that's why I'm like, yo, we have to appreciate what we do have.
Right.
In this stupid, crazy, mixed up world, because like the idea that you can just stop things it can't be an option.
Right.
And so the government gives us this CERB and they're like, okay, there you go, guys, like vote for Justin. Like,
right.
I like whatever that first pandemic was, or the second or third, like this spin-off effects of whatever happened in the past year are gonna probably go on for a while, I assume.
Me too. Yeah. For sure.
That's why like having our homies and our families and things that we do have or that we can have are pretty important to observe.
Hell yeah. That's facts. Did you consider that your single on this album?
I always thought like Night Train was like the hottest joint. But I think that just like, I just like the rhymes on it so much.
Yeah.
You can say I'm happy because I said that this is a hot take. You not safe. See the hook, like the hook has 2 different like flows and 2 different parts, so it's kind of weird. but it's also a cool hook. So on That's Facts, it's like, this a hot take, you not safe, you in the wrong place. See, this hip hop game is such a long race. I'm running laps, running the tracks. He must be from Halley because he said that's facts. And
Right.
it's like, so it's kind of like all over the place, but it works. And you know, it's God MCs just ride the damn beats, and that's what it's about, man. So if you like, you know, I blame Raindrop for bringing any of this stuff out of me. Like his beats, they're hot. So
I love Raindrops beats, man. On That's Facts, you said, so dope, build with your folks and keep the bag open. My parents taught me to share. Sharing is caring. Right now, this tune, you sharing, y'all should be blaring. My bad.
So I
I'm
said,
illiterate.
my parents taught me that sharing is caring, but right now, what is this joint that I'm sharing? Y'all ain't feeling, or some shit. Like,
I'm illiterate.
It's kind of the idea, like, you know, so many people share so much, like on social media, or like even like writing and recording, creating art and releasing art is sharing it, releasing it to the universe. And it's like, you know, like if what I share sucks, was my parents careless? You know, it's, you know, do we have like a level where like we check ourselves and be like, yo, are we aware of what we're dropping or what we're releasing? So it's kind of like a poke, like either at myself or like, you know, like just go with it, man. Who, like, be fearless in a way too. It's like, yo, are you ever like, yo, man, is this verse fucking all that? No, you're just like, do it. I ripped this shit.
Man, like honestly, I love MCs that just feel that way, but I second guess some verses. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes I'll be like, yo, you think that's dope? And they'll be like, yeah, that's the best part. Like, you know what I mean? Or no, I'll take that out or whatever. But I love the fearlessness that you have to just, no matter what, just flow it or rock with it in the melody or however you feel.
Yes. You know, it's just what we do. And you know, I had to like be like, when I made this album, Brain Drip, RAYNE, I had to make it, I had to be like, yo, this is what I do. I had to remind myself, yo, this is what you do, dog. Like, there ain't no way around that. And there's no one, like, if you take out Steve Nash and play basketball with him, he will crush you at basketball right now.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I just like, as far as I see music as like a art creation thing, but then I also saw it as like a dirty industry thing too. So it's like, but it's the same thing. It's a dude going and making an album. It's like,
yeah.
So how can it be the same thing? So it's just like, I had to get my mind right, because you can see what you want to see. You cannot see what you like. It's all there.
Fuck yeah. In That's Facts, you also said, look in the mirror, the rap game's trying to mirror us.
Yeah, dog. That's what
Tell
it
me
is.
a bit
Like,
about that.
You gotta be cocky, man. We just like, we rap like, there's no way, like, if you look at what we did, like, there ain't kids in Canada that try and did what we did.
Right.
Wear fucking crew shirts and run around city to city making rap songs. Bruh, we did that. We did that from 2005 right up to 2020. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I see the game out there, and it's like, I'm not taking credit for any artists or anything in 2021, but like, I think it's good for dudes and hip hop artists and men and women that made hip hop music in Canada, and even like, we're part of the industry, promoters, producers, DJs, to realize that like we put on for an industry, for kids to party, for us to party, for kids to be creative, for kids to learn these business things and these different random things too that are actually really useful. But like, yeah, man, like look in the mirror, the rap game try to mirror us.
Back. Boom bap's coming back, and you know, like Griselda's popping. I mean, Raindrop kind of has you on a Griselda type vibe, right, on this album. Like, you know, the fucking the spooky beats.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like I think like I listen to like Drake and Kanye's album too, and I'm like, yo, if a producer showed me this beat, like would I be like yeah, or would I be like nah, next beat? You know what I mean? I always thought that too, like about like a lot of beats and and maybe that's why I didn't like necessarily pop like in a pop level about selection, because Fat Joe for instance knows how to pick a single, right?
Yep.
He knows how to pick a beat, and it's like All the Way Up or anything like
Lean Back, Let It Rain, Making It Rain, like all the cool shit
back,
that he does.
all the way back
to fucking Shit Is Real.
So like for that vibe, it's like, yeah, like Rain can give you the boom bap, like the sampling drum beats, yeah, but for Benny, for that type of vibe or whatever, it's legit all about, you know, living on St. Clair West and having like a freaking, you know, contract killer sent to your crib, and then like when he gets to your crib and realizes that he actually knows you and doesn't kill you, and and you're like, oh my god, thank God I'm alive, because the fucking hitman that came to my house knows me. Thank God.
Benny said, you send a shooter here, I'll send him back.
Dog. So like that's why, like, you know, like, but if you give me a happy beat, like maybe I'll talk about, you know, square dancing in the forest with the daffodils, but maybe not. But like those boys are hard, and I'm a Wu-Tang fan. I'm a Pusha T fan too. Yeah. But I'm a huge Drake fan. I'll stand back from the Drake and Pusha, but like drug dealers are the best rappers, man. I retweeted a random tweet the other day, man. I listened to Push's album. I listened, like, you know, like KRS said it, like, and yes, he's herb selling, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's you know, I don't care if you sell 1 million CDs, like how many trees did you sell? Like, and there was a thing, like it was legit, Jay-Z kind of set this thing off where it was like, yo, what game are you in, dog? And it's like, it's one game. It's legit one game. So yo, it's like, you know, doing things in the real world or in the music industry gives you the ability to talk about that shit on record. Right. If you don't got dirt, quarters made to look like Tim Horton orders. Who want a double? I got one for you. Yo, my homies, we idolize Tony. Now other people asking what these other people owe me.
Wow. Like, yes, man, the double line was crazy. I was like, whoa.
We used to have like empty cigarette packs with things jammed in it. We used to have empty Tim Hortons cups with things jammed in it, just so you could drive around, drive dirty, and you know, things.
Absolutely, man. Bro, one of the dopest braggadocio lines in the album, I think, was on Long Gone, when you said, if I said it, I did it, unless I confused my memories with the Chronicles of Riddick. Woo!
Yo, you know Dom from the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yes.
He was also in a movie called The Chronicles of Riddick. Fuck life, bro. Like, people used to say like Spesh K is like a comedy rapper, like a funny, like, you know what I mean? Like, I love, like, that's part of the thing that's bugging me most about pandemic. Like, if we just like sat in a room, I would just try to make you laugh. I would just try to say shit to make you laugh. That's why I can't have a podcast. And it's like me not being able to do that. It's like, it's killing me, bro. Like, I want to like just fucking laugh at people. Like, you see random people on the street, you like, they get like 8 minutes of comedy. So crazy, bro. Giving it away.
I think you'd be a dope comedian in the grand scheme of things. Like,
I tried it.
Observational, like, humor and shit. Do some crowd work, you know.
Yeah, I tried stand-up comedy like 5 times.
Nice.
It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. It's really comfortable. Like, for anyone out there that's like a hip-hop artist, like, we know what it's like to be on a stage with a microphone and talking to a crowd. So you have that. If you're like comfortable, you have that part. Now the being funny part, we have the timing. I have some timing. I have no rhythm. No damn rhythm.
I can't dance either, don't worry.
Did you guys hear Scarface on Drink Champs? He said, I fuck up and I fuck down. I do not fuck around. What? Scarface.
One of the goats.
Goat test.
Fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Man, thank you so much for kicking it with us.
Man, we killed it.
Yeah, you fucking did. Thank you for putting out another dope body of work. Yeah, everyone, man, go stream Rain Drip right now.
Apple, Spotify, but like Spesh K, it's for real. Like, follow on Spotify and just blast the catalog. Like, I have hundreds of tunes. Like, just like put it on and like share them on like Twitter and stuff. Like, if you share stuff on Twitter and at me, like, I'll share that tweet. I'll blow it up. I'll tell people to follow you. Like, tweet at me. I'm pretty active on Twitter, just because I think it's a safe place to be funny. I think people share stuff on Facebook that should go on Twitter, and y'all are cheating the game, and you're adding stress to Facebook, and that's where your parents go, and you should go to Twitter.
No, you're so right, dude. None of my family members are on Twitter. I always feel really bad when I make a terrible post on Facebook, because I know, like, my aunts are gonna see it, my mom's gonna see that shit. Like, it's brutal. Yeah.
I can't share pictures. I can't share stuff. My kid has me on Snapchat.
Oh, wow.
Like, awesome. No exhales. 0 exhales, bro.
I was snapping on chats long before Snapchat.
Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what up. But yo, man, thanks for your time, doggy, and
thank you, like, for your time, up, bro.
And I'll hit you up the next time I need Maloney to do me a favor.
For real, please do. Peace, love, and respect. It's hip hop, bro.
Respect, homie. Peace, doggy.
I got the Midas touch, everything I hold a touch combust to gold dust. You see me as a threat, but you don't need to sweat, cause your girl know I keep her wetter than a chia pet. Ain't nobody give a fuck when you're doing bad. Motherfuckers wanna hate when you're doing good. Hoping that this feeling doesn't stay. Getting drunk every day, waiting till it goes the fuck away. Then I wake up to another day just to face reality again, cause the buzz of pain doesn't change a fucking thing. Nothing comes next, I wonder what's next. I used to be atheist, but now I just say fuck it, I'm blessed. Fuck it, I'm blessed. They say it's easier said than done, so I'm working till I get it done.